Welcome to NeoCon 2015. My name is Madeline Hankins, and I co-lead our design community team here at Steelcase, and I couldn't be more excited to share some of the highlights of NeoCon with you this year.
Hi, and I'm Jeremy Davis, workplace consultant here in Chicago. And I don't know about you, I'm exhausted. This has been a crazy week.
It really has been crazy, Jeremy. We've had flood warnings, tornado warnings, and we even had the big Stanley Cup win, which was exciting.
I was actually talking about NeoCon.
Oh, you know what? That was pretty exciting too. And actually we're in the space today on the third day of NeoCon, right before the show opens. And you're going to start to see that the space will fill up just as it has all week with people that are super excited to learn what all the buzz is about within Steelcase.
And since many of you couldn't join us here in Chicago, we wanted to give you a preview or a kind of a snapshot of what we saw at NeoCon this year. And really the overarching themes here in the Steelcase showroom was power of place, cognitive well-being, and the idea of what's happening in the future with some concepts.
Yeah, it was very exciting to think about the future and also to talk about how we can think better. And so some of the applications and products we created this year were all about mitigating distractions in the workplace so that we can allow people to do their best work and think better. And I think the one that was the biggest highlight of the year that I've heard from designers across the country was this product called Brody.
Everybody's been talking about it. Let's go take a look. So Brody, really about supporting the brain and the body and getting away without getting away.
Yeah, and Jeremy, I heard a lot of designers tell me, I would give up my workstation for at least part of my day. Clients said this too, if I could work in an environment like Brody, because literally everything's at my fingertips. I can plug in my phone, I can charge my laptop, I have a personal work surface to do my work, and feel like you've been shielded from those distractions. So I think this was a hit.
That's great, but we've got others. One of the other things I heard, Madeline, is what about those work cafe areas or those social hubs?
Yes.
Where you don't necessarily need to be shielded, but you need to be around people and still be able to get your work done.
I heard that as well, Jeremy. I had a lot of designers thinking about projects that they wanted to use for this. The other thing I heard, though, is that sometimes you do need the shielding, but you want to create more of an environment with it. So there was this idea around serpentine planning that was really successful. I want to go check that one out.
Let's go look. I think throughout the show, there were people that would stop in. Not only were they taking a look at Brody, but they were actually sitting in to just recharge, check their email, get their feet up for a little bit.
You're right. And I actually had designers ask, when can we get the planning ideas for this? Because I've got a client right now that wants to plan with an environment like that. So I just love that we had a variety of options to allow people to really understand how they could experience Brody in a variety of applications.
One of the other great products that we introduced at NeoCon this year was Thread, the ultra-thin power distribution that gives you access to power without the cost of trenching and coring.
You're absolutely right. Jeremy, I met with a lot of designers I used to work with in St. Louis, and we were reminiscing over how we used to agonize about where the core drill was and how much time it took to plan in advance, and then there was no flexibility.
Right.
People seem to be truly delighted about how simple this product is and how it can make planning spaces so much better. One of the other things that we've been hearing a lot of buzz about in the industry is this idea of sit-to-stand stations within your work environment. And so we're really excited this year to bring over a new product from Europe that's called Ology. And what I think was the biggest success from the feedback of designers is that we really thought through the detailing. Whether that was how it integrates well within the storage within your work setting, or even the simple things like adding an antimicrobial finish to the surfaces that are touched the most. And thinking about your coworkers from a well-being standpoint. I probably shouldn't be coming to work sick anyway, but if I did, I don't want to give my germs to Jeremy. People seem to appreciate that.
I absolutely appreciate that, Madeline. And the other thing I heard, they called it a sexy leg.
Pretty awesome.
I love to hear that. One of the other great things that we showed in this area was the idea of integrating technology into your screens that give you the division between one another, but also a little bit of cue to say, hey, you know what? I got to get up and take a walk.
Yeah. The other thing that I had a lot of designers tell me is that cue of shh resonated with everybody. Everybody has a talker in their environment that they wish would just be a little bit quieter. And speaking of privacy and being a little bit quieter, this storage solution that allows me to maybe shield to the rest of my coworkers that it's not a good time to interrupt me, gives me another boundary, another space in which I can give cues to others and have a great pop of color that works with your palette.
And who doesn't love a pop of color?
That's right.
And as you can hear, the energy in the showroom is picking up already, and it's the last day. But one of the other things that we brought out were the enhancements to Vivi, bringing in new pops of color and new materiality.
Yeah, and I heard designers respond really well to that, as well as this idea that benching doesn't always have to be flat, and that you really can have some fun with introducing ideas around having a living space or a lounge area adjacent to what is a more traditional workspace, and then introducing a concept of a standing height application within the bench that almost feels like your kitchen table where you could really get together and work and share information on your screen.
Yeah.
People seem to really love the flexibility of that.
Absolutely. So this was just a very small snippet of what we showed at NeoCon this year. And your local workplace consultant has all of the details and all of the applications, great images to share with you.
You know, it really has been a great year for Steelcase at NeoCon. We're very excited about it, but we also want you to take a moment to spend some time with our education and health teams to learn what was new in their spaces. Thanks so much for joining us.
Welcome to Steelcase Education. My name's Steve Slifka, and I work with the rest of our educational team to support the A&D community. We are so excited about this year's NeoCon because of the products you've already seen and heard about on the corporate side. But for the education team, we want to make sure you think about Brody and Thread for the educational market. We had so many responses from architects and designers when they heard about Thread and they saw Thread and experienced it as, where's this product been? This is what we've been looking for years. You finally cracked the code to what we've needed. As far as Brody is concerned, it allows a place for students to get their work done in an open plan. So we wanted to solve for the physical, cognitive, and emotional needs of not only staff, but students. And this is what we heard over and over again from the design community, is that it seems like such a simple solution. Why did it take so long for us to create something that was needed so heavily in the marketplace? This is our multimodal classroom, and I'm so excited to share with you the responses that we've seen and heard from all of the clients and architects and designers that came through here today. They love the fact that Thread seamlessly integrates into the new shapes and sizes that we have within the new Verb line. So what we're showing here is the multimodal classroom because we know there's many modes to learning. And the way the Thread integrates with Verb allows the teachers to use and to transition to those multi-modes of learning to help the students achieve what they need to achieve and help the teachers get to where they need these students to be. So we thank you for your continuing feedback and support, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Have a great NeoCon, and we'll see you next year.
Hi, I'm Joey Scheel, Area Healthcare Manager for Steelcase Health here in Chicago.
And I'm Michelle Osman, Director of Healthcare Environments for Steelcase Health. Welcome to NeoCon 2015. We're super excited to have you here with us. It's been a fantastic show. People are coming to the showroom. People are excited, wouldn't you agree?
I would agree. Steelcase Health is all about creating greater connection, empathy, and well-being for everybody involved in the health experience. We launched our new brand last year at NeoCon, and this year we're really capitalizing on all the enthusiasm.
We are. I mean, and that message is still really resonating with that clinical community that hasn't imagined how care could be. We're so used to living in our normal world. And I had a physician here yesterday who marveled at the idea that he could sit and maintain an eye-to-eye conversation with a family member and with the patient. That doesn't exist for him now. He marveled at being able to use technology and not have it interfere with the process of care. Such a change for him. He was actually excited about his environment. These things that physicians usually look as a burden. He was engaged. He was interested in imagining how he can make it better for him, make it more joyful. That's what we want to bring to clinicians: joy back into their practice, so they can love how they work.
Absolutely. We had several chief nursing officers and medical doctors come through and look at this space. And one thing that they intuitively noticed right off the bat was how they could maintain clear sight lines from their patient without interfering on any privacy that we're trying to balance for the patient. And this is just one of the applications that we have. We have several of our insights and applications throughout the showroom. We've got multi-purpose waiting room and a multi-purpose exam room.
So thanks for joining us here at NeoCon 2015. It's been a fantastic show. Wish you could be here, and we look forward to seeing you next year.